Anyways, we are here. This is volume 51. It's your boys,
XLI.
Hypersanities, and
We're back with another freaking podcast.
yeah, we've broken the
You know what I'm
bicentennial.
If you haven't yet, make sure you subscribe. You know what I'm saying? Like every video.
Like,
and
subscribe, hit that bell so
comment.
that you get notified when we put a new video up of our stupid,
we
dumb
can get
faces.
notified. So, yeah. All right, well, let's have our stupid, dumb faces, dive right into it.
Yeah.
Anything you want to tackle? Anything you want to tackle first?
Yeah, let's talk about this mug.
This mug?
Actually, no. Yeah, this mug. Face mug. Ouch. All right, we went cringe mode. We back, and we back, and we back.
You went cringe mode.
Cringe mode?
I said cringe
mode. It must have glitched because it sounded like quinge.
Yeah,
oh, man.
I almost said something.
Joys of
but if you can already a combination of two words. And one of them wasn't really anyways.
Let's just say it's Netflix appropriate.
Is it though?
I think anything's Netflix appropriate.
I'm about to text you. Hold up, I gotta text you what I was thinking.
Stupid. This is what we've been degraded to.
Degraded? Text. What do you mean? We transcended to.
Oh boy, yeah, I wasn't even thinking that. Yikes. So moving on. Well, why's your mind there, Kamari? So anyways, yeah, so the first thing I actually wanted to cover was, I think that we're going to talk about the virus for a second, because I found it interesting that the Tour de France started today, which is something that I'm quite interested in, and that's 176 riders amongst various teams, and for the past, actually don't know how long they were all together, but for the past probably a couple weeks to a month, or maybe even more than that, they were all their respective like camps in their own groups and were like quarantined that way. And
Right.
the thought is, now that they come together, they've all been quarantined, so no one has it, so the whole group won't have it. But the race is going on. Yeah, their spectators aren't allowed, so it's mostly just televised. So apart from, I think, maybe at the finish line, but I think that's mostly like press people, and everyone has a mask on anyways. But I think it's funny that no team has had an issue with anyone getting it, and now they've all met up, and I feel like no one will really have an issue. But yet we have these smaller team sports where they can't even keep it like under wraps. Like baseball was crap. Basketball even had a couple, like random ones in the beginning. What else? Football is going to be a travesty. So
there it is.
I mean, like, let's just think, two people are clashing, boom, sweat into the other person's eyes. I mean, that's like instant corona. Bodily fluid. You don't even have to cough. I mean, they're shit talking each other at the line and all that. They could spread it that way, but hey man, I'm about to tackle the shit out of you.
Take the sweat. But
yeah. Actually, I think they're supposed to be playing like flag football. Do you hear that? Yeah, I wish I was lying. I think the NFL
we got these 300-pound linemen playing flag.
Yep, all they can do is whoop, kindergarten. So yeah,
that's wild.
Yeah, 1,000%. Yeah.
Dang.
So yeah, that's the virus update. You heard it here first, folks.
Also, let's, I kind of want to hop to another subject of sports.
Okay.
You know, as of late, there's been a lot going on, and seems we're back to on our Black Lives Matter. And they canceled the NBA. I don't know if you heard of that, or
Yeah.
all the players boycotted, and I think the MLB and some other sport freaking did the same. And my boss at work brought up an interesting thing. He was like, "This is during all the freaking politics. This freaking voting season, right? And politics are at an all-time high. And which is anyway. I was about to say something, but he was saying like now." He was like, I just want freaking, I just want to watch sports to escape the politics. But now the politics are in the sports, and it's just like, yep. So I just thought that was pretty interesting as well.
Everything ends
Everything
up
is
getting
starting to become
plagued by
political.
politics.
Yeah, yeah. Which I get where the athletes are like, I mean, we have a voice, we have an opinion, and that's true. And it's very true.
I mean, yeah. If they were to just do something like off,
off
I
the
mean, they
court
probably still,
or off the
they would
field.
still get a reaction, but since everyone's doing it and affecting people, all the people that are just can't live without just watching it.
Right.
They're
Which is
messing up.
another
They're
thing.
messing up their whole afternoon, man. Like, I don't know how that they'll be able to take it. So yeah, and then they're
They
gonna be
won't.
like, how could they do this? How could they do this to me? This is my whole Saturday.
Jeez. That means it wasn't your Saturday. Jeez.
It
But
wouldn't be.
yeah,
I wouldn't be
I
that
just thought that
upset.
was
Yeah, it's good. I mean,
thought
it's
that was
good,
interesting.
and it's yeah. Do you know what's
I don't know.
terrible is someone. Oh, okay. So I guess so. There was a lot of sports going on this weekend. So Formula One has a race in uh, Belgium at the Spa
Okay.
circuit, and so qualifying
Right.
was today. Race is tomorrow.
Right.
But in qualifying today, Lewis Hamilton got
Okay.
he is a man of color, and if
Light
you didn't know
skinned
who he
dude.
was, yeah, and so he qualified first, and he said, this one was for Chadwick, which if you hadn't heard the news
Rest in
yet,
peace.
yeah, he passed away from colon cancer, which I had no idea that he had, and it seems like most people didn't have any idea, which, I mean, props to him for keeping it, so that people didn't make a whole big thing about it, right?
Yeah.
Honestly, it was a smart move. So, but yeah, man, that friggin' sucks. That's rough.
Which is interesting because that sort of brings another random topic. Like, rest in peace to him, and salute to him for at least
So
I guess keeping it
can I
under
add
wraps for
something onto it
himself.
first?
Go ahead.
So the point behind that was not just him, dedicating the pole
Sorry.
position
My
to
fault.
it. The point was no, it's all good. I sort of took a long pause, but the point was apparently an announcer came on after that and was talking about how, like, I wonder what the FIA is, the governing body of that. They're like, oh, I wonder what the FIA is going to say about that statement, and something making it like as if he was dedicating that lap to him in regards to the Black Lives Matter movement. I was like, no. And then he didn't make up for it afterwards. The only thing that he had added on afterwards was like, oh yeah, he was some actor. I was like, oh, you made it worse. I was like, you done fucked up.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, if you're gonna be a freaking broadcaster or something, this is your job. Like, you gotta be up to date with with what you're saying. You know what I'm saying? All of us other, non-broadcasters. I mean,
I
But
mean, I
that's you
get that
gotta be up to
I
date.
get that that's a main topic of the times right now, but yeah, that's a pretty bad. I mean, this was like early in the day yesterday, or maybe it was last night. I don't know, but yesterday. So I mean, good enough for it to be a major headline that, was probably getting pushed to people's phones through some platform as
Yep.
a notification. So yeah,
Shoot, through freaking messages. I'm off all social media, and um, yeah, I just saw it in the group chat that y'all did, and I was like, dang.
right.
And then
Yeah. Yeah.
so
So yeah, that was terrible. He was like, oh yeah, going political again with the, dedicating this, pole position to,
that's actually
due to color.
really
I was
bad.
like,
That's
no, he
actually
dedicated it to him
terrible.
because he's now resting in peace. Like,
That's
geez,
bad.
my
Yeah,
guy. I mean,
he's gonna have to take a lap or
yeah,
something.
and it's pretty bad there too because Formula One is a predominantly white sport, so I get the push for
Right.
especially the equality there. So, but I mean, then at the same time, obviously, all these people have made it mostly based on skill. There may be instances where there was whatever choosing for whatever reason that wasn't skill, but yeah, I I feel like the integration can happen there more so, but there also aren't just as many drivers as it is. So it's a matter of, getting people who are skilled enough as well. So yeah,
I got a
I don't know.
random
It's a weird.
question.
Yeah.
Around what age do Formula One drivers retire? Like, how long can they go?
I'm trying to think. They can go for pretty long. I know one of the main guys, Michael Schumacher, probably heard the name before. He used to drive for Ferrari. I think he was in his 40s. And I mean, a lot of them start, I mean, geez, who is it? Max Verstappen drives for Red Bull. He got the youngest race win. I think he was like 19. So they can
Okay,
have a
so
pretty
10
long
years.
career. Yeah. Like
Oh
very
man,
late teens to very early 20s. They, either make the cut or they don't. So,
dang.
yeah. Yeah. So people are in
Hmm.
it for a long time unless they just get kicked out because they're, don't end up being as good of a driver as, someone who's new that could come in. So it's all about contracts. They either get a couple year contracts or it's only one because they want to feel it out. And they're like, yeah,
Right.
actually,
Nah.
yeah. But
Mm.
but yeah.
And
So that's
then
all I had on that.
sort of to my okay, my fault. Sort of to the which you had brought up with Chadwick, how he sort of went out, quiet. I think that's sort of interesting because nowadays you have to pretty much be as narcissistic before you die, or a lot of people seem to be, where it's like, oh, yep, I have this now, what I'm saying, and I want all these people that aren't even me to know that this is happening to me, and
Hmm.
yeah, hold on to me as much as possible, and it's all about me, even approaching death. So I
Yeah.
just thought that was sort of interesting because you were saying he went out and it sort of took people by storm, but then it's like might be the way to go nowadays because
I
could
mean, he
cause a
was with
lot
his
more commotion.
family, had no press on it. No, like he's
Yep.
dying.
All right, and then a whole bunch
Like,
of fake
ooh.
news gets out, and then all this stuff. What caused this? And what I'm saying? Like stuff gets
Yeah. The doctor
misconstrued,
injected
and
him with the wrong drug. Oh
right.
boy, another one of those. Yeah.
The doctor
I mean,
injected him with actual vibranium, and he too soon, too soon. Rest in peace. But I'm sorry, but I'm sorry. Rest in
he
peace,
will
though.
now be in Okada forever.
Legit. Also, I hate. I
Embalmed with
dislike.
vibranium. That would be very interesting. Going back, throw it back to the Egyptians.
I dislike I dislike make me look bad. Anyways, I dislike how people are calling them by the names too. Like even our buddy was sort of like, oh, the Black Panthers died. Like, no, Black Panther is the fictional character.
I
How
mean,
about we say,
like
how
I
about we say his
understand
real
it'll be
name?
weird, if they get someone else to play it, but at the end of the day, it is only a character. And
That's what I'm saying.
a big goal of his was to, play in that movie anyways. So, I mean, it's great that it was made. Do we
Yeah,
need
but
a
it's not
sequel?
him.
That's true. Yeah, that's not actually him as a person. Yeah, he's been in a ton
That's
of
what I'm
movies,
getting at.
ton of personas. So,
Right. Where it's like, but still, even calling him any of those personas, just like,
yeah.
just it's the actor, like him, not the character. Black Panthers died, blah blah blah. It's like, no, bro, Chadwick died.
Do you know what actually is crazy that I read is so he played Jackie Robinson in one of his older
I
movies,
read that. I
and
heard about that.
today is the observed Jackie, or
Died
yesterday
on-
was the observed Jackie Robinson Day.
Mhm.
I was like, wow, that's weird
Yep.
how that happened.
And then apparently the same day, one of the creators, like for Black Panther, or the producers, or the yesterday was like the guy's birthday, and like that and Jackie Robinson.
Mm,
So
wow.
it's real weird.
Yeah. Trifecta right there.
But
That's
yeah,
Trace.
yep.
So,
But yeah, rest in peace. You know what I'm saying? It's pretty tragic. But rest in peace. Um
yeah.
Next topic. What are you
Yes.
thinking?
Or one of the first. We
That's
actually
good
have
though. That's
written.
good.
I guess, yeah, we got
That's
we
good.
get a lot of backwash in these topics. We might have to weed some of these out and give them the boot. Um,
Yeah.
so let's just go through from the top because the ones at the bottom are more fresh. So
Yep.
can anything? I feel. Did we cover this one? Maybe we didn't. It feels like we almost did. But so can anything be
Yeah, but we
pioneered
held off.
anymore? Is originality at risk? Is
We
originality even
did.
credited properly nowadays? Yeah, I thought, I thought we did last
We
time.
did. We did this. Frick.
Oh,
We did that. Oof. Yeah, I didn't
nope.
hear that. We
Kamari gets
definitely.
a thumbs down on the copy paste. So
Oh,
loans.
frick.
We can
We
talk about
never got
loans.
to that one.
Yeah, this goes like 4 weeks back, 5 maybe 6. I don't know. Um,
Dang, it does.
yeah, this is one of the first ones I think
So
for
loans
remote.
are like,
Yeah.
it was, and it just never got covered. So here we are, week
Yep.
3. Um, Frick. Um, yeah, loans are a wild thing. I heard there's a lot of loans going out to where it's like small business association, and you could pretty much get a loan without even having certification of the business. So a lot of people are from what I've heard, they're getting loans and checks and money for whatever the case may be, if it's relatively pertinent to a business. And
So
I
they
think
can
it's
just
sort of
say whatever they
interesting.
want, explain like, yeah, no, this is what my
Yeah,
business
like during
does.
the times, like apparently there's something got. Oh, sorry.
I know, like people can just, like go in and say, yeah, like this made up thing that I'm just trying to do off rip is what my business is, like
Yeah.
business.
Hmm. And it's wild because I don't know. Loans are just like it's wild. like I get taking the loan out, and trying to put it towards your dreams or your business, but then it's like there's always that room of error, and it's just like a crip shaft. You know what I'm saying? It's a crip shaft because it's like I guess you're sort of putting yourself in the situation to succeed, but then it's like I don't know. Like it's sort of I can't even remember most of my thoughts on this because it's just so long ago. I have instant gratification.
I put that.
But or you put that.
Yeah.
But like is this just another quick way to crip shaft yourself? Or is it, a building like or something to build your motivation off of like, oh,
Can be can be
I
both.
have to do whatever it takes. I think it's more on the crip shaft because once you're locked in, like let's say you took out a whole bunch of loans to be a rapper, right? And that was your business. You know what I'm saying? Like at that point you become like if your music doesn't pop and you took out all this loans and you're trying to figure out how the frick you're gonna pay it, at that point you probably got to seek other or I guess see what you didn't want to go in music for, like maybe the style or something, to where it's like it's become a job type of thing rather than more of like your own
Mm-hmm.
business. Because just off of the loan, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, dang, like let's say I come in with the loan, right? And I'm thinking, all right, I'm gonna make all this freaking philosophical rap, and then it goes nowhere. Then it's like, well, I took out the loan, so now I got to do something with rap. You know what I'm saying? It sort of cripples you to where it's like, frick it, I'm going to do something that I don't even want to freaking do, and I got to make ends meet somehow. And lo and behold, you're in the modern day slavery fame
Mm.
situation. I think we discussed that uh,
Yeah.
last week. But
Yeah, I
yeah,
think it is. But on the instant gratification standpoint, it is I mean, that's a lot. I mean, look at society. Like a lot of the things that we have in place have to do with people, people's necessity for instant gratification on everything. It's like it needs to
yeah,
be instant. Everything needs to I want it. Okay, it needs to happen now. So it's like, I need money.
legit though.
I'm getting it now. And then they can, and then I mean it goes to shit, obviously,
That's
in probably in most cases, but um
yep.
yeah.
Also with like credit and all that stuff, like you said, like a lot of people were saying like, yeah, don't use your credit on it if you can't afford it.
Mm-hmm.
But then you have a lot of other people who are like, yep, no, I need it. And even though like I guess if it was like something like dire, like you actually need it, then yeah, of course. But if it was something like, oh, this freaking jacket, I need it, or this type of clothes or this type of car, I need it. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? That's when the crip shaft begins. Because yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like it's that instant gratification, but then there's, a longevity in the rail. So yeah, feel nice in the instant, but the eight's gonna slowly insert itself inside of you. And sooner or later you'll be crip
Yeah.
shafted. But yeah, so I thought that was pretty interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Sadly, we can't really offer any much more on it because it's been a while. So on to the next.
All right.
Um, New Age primitivism. I spelled it, can't even say it. Is that even the right word? Primitivism? Am I
Well,
saying it right?
it didn't
Primitive.
correct it, so it must be a word. Primitivism.
Primitivism. There it is. um, yeah. Uh, Encycloalic here. Or dictionary
Encyclialis. Yeah.
I don't freaking know.
Cycloelis.
Anyways,
Alicia. Anyways.
oh frick, are you frozen or are you just that fed up? Oh, you're frozen.
Oh boy.
Sorry.
Oh yeah, internet
I'm
connection
about to say,
unstable.
oof.
Hey, it's back.
There
We're
it is.
back in the internet.
Yeah.
Man, just lagging because the
And we're
internet.
about to talk about it in this
Mm,
topic.
yeah,
Yeah, so
technologically savage state.
yeah, all she needed
Yeah,
was
the
some
tech is savage. The actual technology is
yeah.
what's savage. We're just helpless. We're literally at 179, just taking technology right in the rump.
that and you know, um yeah, no,
And people know
that's
how
a
to
good
use
it's a good way
technology to put it
it's a good
right in
way
your
of
rump.
putting it. Hmm.
So
Yeah,
either way,
so
it's
they're like
going in.
using it on themselves. Yeah,
They could if they
one
wanted
way or
to.
the other.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
I was
computer.
hitting up, and there it is, the
Yeah.
freezing. I was hitting more at freaking uh nowadays, we've had a couple of spam and scamming stories on here, and
Yep.
it's just like I remember our buddy in the chat was like, yeah, this person just got freaking scammed, and I was like, what the frick, are we just to the point where it's like it's a dog eat dog's world in the freaking tech world, where it's just like primitive, like, oh yeah, I need to steal to do this or do that, you know what I'm saying? Like, are we in this a new type of era where we have to be not only cautious of our freaking real lives, but there's a lot of savagery going on our tech lives. So it's like almost adding much more stress and another life on in our hands, and just double the stress. You know,
Yeah.
are we in that type of era right now? And if so, could what are we gonna freaking do about it?
I don't know.
Like, isn't it just wild, all this stuff? Like we are in a pandemic, and the scam calls have gone in an all-time high.
Yeah.
All time. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody is so paranoid, and it's like, oop, let me just add some more
They're like,
paranoia.
dang, maybe my computer is fucked up.
Shit.
Maybe that link
Yep.
I clicked
And
like
then
5 months ago has actually done something. Let me talk to these people.
right. And then they you call them, and then they're like, or they call you, and then they're like,
Yeah,
yeah,
hello. Thanks for
thanks for
calling Apple
calling.
support.
And
Yeah,
then
fricks.
your money is just out of there. Like, yep,
Yeah.
goodbye.
Yeah. How dare
Like,
they?
what the frick, man? How dare they? It's so It's so wild. It's so wild how many times the amount of ways you can get fricked. It's now transcended to the technological level. And it's like, dude, what are we even what are we even doing at this point? So yeah, I just thought that was,
Yeah.
email us and give us a response to that, or something.
Yeah.
Over
Let us know if you've
technology.
been scammed. I want to know. I want to hear.
Yeah. It's so sad too. It's so sad, but I
Yes,
guess it
actually, no.
happens
If
to
you
the
got
best of
scammed, don't
us.
tell us because I'll be upset. So, but if you want to tell us, I don't know. We're probably gonna feel
Yep.
bad either way. So, hopefully you didn't get got. Hopefully you hopefully you swerved that. So,
But yeah. Um
cool. All
Next
right.
topic. More technology.
Yes.
Subtle forms of catfishing. So the other day we were in the group chat, and I thought it was sort of interesting because they had sent they had sent their messages to somebody else, and we were like, or sort of asked what was going to be said and what was going to be, what was, you know, and it made me think, is that like a subtle form of catfishing if your friend is like, oh yeah, you should say this or you should say that? You know what I'm saying? Like a real minor form of catfishing where it's like,
Oh, because
that's
it's not
not what
really
I would
them.
say, type of
Right.
thing.
Mm.
Yeah, yeah. Like, is that a form of catfishing?
In a way, but it's more harmless. I would say it's
I
definitely
mean,
less harmless, but obviously it can
to a
still
normal
be a
person.
deterrent. Right. So I mean you probably end up with bad results, especially if it's more than one message. Like maybe if you're stuck, like you don't know what to say to keep the conversation going. All right, your buddy says something outrageous,
Hmm.
send that. But that's only one tidbit in like this sea of text. So as long as it's only that, that's fine. But if you start getting like every other message, or like he may as well just have your phone or something at this point, then yeah, I mean that's
Or
literally
she.
he or she, yeah, whatever. Yeah.
Because I just thought, like, we've all been in that situation where it's like our friend or we're just in a weird
Oh,
situation
what
over
should I
text
say,
because
man?
obviously we got a lot of time to freaking think of it. Yep. And then you just like feed them, like, yep, say that, say that, say this, say that.
Yeah,
And
say this, say
it's like, that's
things.
not even me
Just say
talking.
things.
Yeah. And it was just like, all right, yeah, I'm saying
Yeah, I'll
frick.
say that. You end up typing say that.
And then the person's like, what?
You say
And
what?
you're like, never mind.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I just thought that was freaking interesting too. There's a subtle thought that
Yeah.
arose. Are you talking? It's frozen. Frick.
Frozen. If I talk really slow, does it sound crazy?
It did for a second. Oh shoot.
Dang, I
We
wish it
have
was
got to
recording
get.
on
You
your
know
end
what?
almost, because you're the only one that gets the glitch on the video. You'll have to
Yeah,
record one
I'm
of
the
these
one that looks
times.
stupid.
Yeah.
I'm
No,
just
it
like,
actually hasn't been that bad for you, honestly. It's been a couple of like word glitches, but other than that, definitely not as bad as last time. So
we're not even gonna speak of that. Anyways,
hey, it,
um,
it seemed like a lot of you guys liked it, so people were
yeah,
interested
they love
when I
our
just said, yeah,
mishaps.
it went to shit. They're like, oh, really? I got to see that. I got to see them fuck it up real bad. But yeah, yes, thank you.
We love that negativity. Let's get negative.
Yeah. Speaking of
Legit.
negative, uh, the feeling of negativity and resistance
Uh,
to being routine is becoming routine. And I mean, yeah, it does. Routines are hard to get out of. It doesn't matter what you do, you're always going to have some kind of routine with something,
yeah, but then
even if you make
when
it
you
or
feel
if you
that
refuse to make it.
resistance,
Right.
that's true. But sorry, this freaking thing is so. It's probably terrible etiquette because talking over each other. But
You're good.
um, even if you do, uh, I freaking lost it. Go ahead.
No, just, I mean, yeah. You end up falling into routine for most things, whether you
That's
intend
fair.
to or not. It could be something negative, could be
Yeah,
something positive, you know.
yeah, but then it's like even that, like even you feeling like outside of the routine or feeling terrible, like man, I need to stop doing this, starts to become routine. You know,
Yeah.
you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And isn't that just crazy? Like the inception level of frick, the frick.
Yeah.
It's just like there's so many times where I've been doing the same things, and I'm like, I need to stop Then I went outside of myself and broke like the fifth wall, and was like, wait a minute. My routine is feeling bad about the routine and thinking of how I got to get out of the routine.
Yeah.
So it's just fricked. There's layers to the rail.
I mean, it just comes back.
And,
Yeah. I mean, routines are good. I mean, routines for the most part are good, because the more
yeah,
you get in the routine of saying that it's shit, then you probably will end up getting out.
that's true. That's true.
Repetition, practice makes perfect. We'll go with
Yeah.
that. Beautiful. All right, next topic. So, is there any way society can have a reset button? No. A fresh start? No. Are
Like,
we
is
stuck
there?
with our problems from here on out? Most certainly,
But isn't it just
because
wild? Sorry.
all that we're such adults that all we end up doing is agree to disagree. That's like the best we can do. Like, we can't just agree. Never. We can just say, you know what? I'll agree to disagree. Okay, well, great. That means that we're stuck here. Excellent, sir. Thank you for your time. Now we'll go back and restart again. The same shit. We would have to probably go back. Just go way back, take it way back
Yep.
before, and yeah. I don't know.
Say again.
That's a
I'm
tough
sorry.
one. Oh, did it break up?
Yeah, a little bit.
Dang. But yeah. Is there a reset button? Fresh start? Be
And I'm
tough.
talking about like anything, like this whole pandemic. It's like, where the frick did we go wrong? Can we just restart? Can we you know what I'm saying?
I
Like,
mean,
what is?
unpopular opinion, but I'm going to bring up the Bill Burr joke again, because, he made a joke a long time ago that was like, it'd be the best way to just, kill off like 5,000 people, just be to get them on a cruise ship, and, they're all out there partying, and then you get a missile strike on that cruise ship and just whoop, gone. But I think that this is going to sound terrible. I understand that. And I mean, you can stop listening to the podcast if you don't want to hear it, but population control. I think that, yeah, I think that's part of the issue, not going to lie, because we eventually, there will be so many people that, it will just be more and more difficult to restart, because we're
This is
so
very
hard set
true.
on
I
like
mean,
improvement of just what there is, but there is no like resetting ever. It's just like, yeah, but how can we just make it better? It's almost like putting a band-aid on it, successively. It's like, how can we put a
right.
new, better band-aid on it? Like, this one is 3-ply. It will work this time. And then the next time they're like, damn, that was still too weak.
Yeah, that four-ply.
Yeah.
That's true. I mean, the population definitely is a problem, and that's in all type of, you know sustainability, environmental problems is definitely a problem. But
Yeah.
then our solutions, our solutions don't have to be a problem. That's
Mm-hmm.
that's what I believe. And
That's true.
yeah, somebody's got to figure it out. We all got to figure it out.
Exactly. And that's why we
Rather
don't,
than
right
going
there.
there. That's true. Yeah, like you said, agree to disagree, because somebody will disagree, and yep,
Yep.
and that's true.
And yikes. So we won't dwell on it.
All
But
right,
it's out there. The
next
idea
topic.
is out there. All right. Social media, it's a utopian society. Well, duh. Um,
Yeah, but
compared to the real world actually being
it's
dystopian.
more
Yeah, I mean, we're just
more
all suffering.
But why? Why is it like I
Why?
have to be perfect in this
Hold on, let's
region
jump
of the
back a
world
topic.
or life?
Let's go back to the last topic.
Oh, frick.
Why,
Oh,
Kamari?
jeez. All right. All right.
Uh, yeah,
But why is it like that? You see all this crazy, like
because
people,
it's fake.
utopian, like
Utopia is
people
fake.
catfishing and people faking their
Yeah,
looks,
it's
people
catfishing a
living the
life.
lavish life.
Yeah,
Yeah, but why?
cat
Why does
life.
it have to be
It's a
like?
cat's life.
I get, I can't, I can't.
They're living a cat's life, Eat, sleep,
I mean,
relax. Man, what it would be like to just be able to do that. Let me tell you, it'd be boring.
it
Um,
would.
but
But what? Why? Why is it that like we can't, muster up enough? Like, let's say, for instance, people who use Photoshop on themselves. Like, why can't you just? Mm,
mm,
why can't you just?
yeah, why can't they just look good?
No, no.
I know, I'm
Get that
playing.
shape. Whatever they want. Naturally, or accept
Some people are
it's not going to
genetically
be
hindered.
perfect.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Or accept and understand that it's not
right.
going to be perfect.
I mean, acceptance is key for anything. Some people know it, some people don't.
But is it even acceptance? Like, is acceptance even the key? If like
I
they
mean,
don't even
denial isn't.
realize denial is what it is. I guess so. Yeah,
Yeah.
I guess it
So
is.
acceptance. Yeah. Yeah.
It's like people are like still posting. I don't know as of late, but people still post like, especially the people who post the blue waters or people who post pictures at a vacation that they took like a year ago or or a couple months ago, still
Yeah.
posting
Yeah. They
about
hit the
it's like,
archives.
yeah, I was in this perfect place, took this perfect picture, and blah blah blah. It's like, yeah, but that's not where you are now. We're in a freaking craft show. Like, we're in dystopia. Like, what the frick? Why are you trying to make this perfect? How about we just fix the world that we got right now and leave that trying to be perfect stuff for the side instead of putting all our energy in the utopian, like, oh, this has to be perfect and this has to be that and I had to be this. How about we freaking go Gary and figure it out in the real world? That's what I'm sort of getting at.
Yeah. We should make a
Frick.
company called Media Illusion because
Media
it's an
illusion.
illusion. Yeah.
Yep. And that's
Or just
wild.
call it delusional
This
media.
is media. This is media, but is it delusional? Who knows?
Most.
I'm talking about this podcast, or yeah, maybe.
This. I mean, yeah. This podcast is considered delusional to those people.
Who are delusional? Yeah, there it is.
Oh, yeah.
Dang,
So it goes both ways, I guess.
that's
So
wild.
frick y'all.
Sadly,
Yeah.
that's wild. Dang.
How dare you say our
All right,
lives are
next.
fake? Yeah. All right. All right.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you out like
Oh
that.
no,
Like
you're
this
good.
fucking input lag is serious.
No, I
But
actually was delayed on that, so but yeah. Okay, but
next
yeah,
topic.
next. Why do we want to know what is going on with others? Oh, well, here you go. We could bring the Chadwick thing back for a hot minute, and how we were talking about, like, yeah, if it was known, people would just be like, oh my god, like, I need to know how many breaths a minute he's taking now, and just I need to know his cardiovascular stats. And
Well,
what,
apparently, not to
no, you're good.
interrupt, but apparently people had seen him getting skinnier from the cancer, and apparently people were freaking like roasting him. Is what I've heard at the time. I didn't even know at all.
Yeah, I
That's
mean
what
that's
I've
the thing.
heard.
He really no one knew, so I guess is that fair
So
game?
that's
That's tough. Like if you don't know, I mean, I guess that's why that also goes to show the point of like you can't judge a book by its cover. Like, I mean, as much as we joke,
at
if
all.
it really is like all in playful meaning, I mean, okay, that's fine. I mean, a lot of people have a pretty crude sense of humor. Well, actually, less and less by the minute, but um, yeah, it just yeah, that's it's why you never know like what someone's going through. Basically, is my point. You never know.
Yep.
But I mean, I am not
Anyways,
one to talk. I'd be a hypocrite because I still poke fun. So
yep. But anyways, yeah, why is it that we have to know what's going on with these people we don't know?
because we feel like we know them because they're so prominent.
All right. Next topic.
Yeah. So there you go. That was your psychological analysis for the day. Um,
Yep.
yes, and finally onto my shit. So okay, yeah. So I basically made a topic that is an excuse for me not having topics. So here it is. Um, I was thinking, or lack thereof, about why how you can sort of have a lack of thought, even me being a pretty heavy thinker or an overthinker, if I may, and I had found that I was having a little bit of a lack of thoughts, just free flowing, just ideas and whatnot going through my head. And I feel like this is because it's been a little while since I've actually exercised my mind in like an intensive manner.
Yep.
So I wonder if that has an effect. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe it's just I don't know, a thoughtless week.
Uh, I think it's sort of a toss up, honestly, because there's some times where you could just sort of like something sparks and it comes to you and it's like, what the frick?
Right.
And then there's times where you're just like, autopilot.
Mm-hmm.
You're just not really thinking about even thinking. But like I think, or yeah, it goes both ways. Like you could not be thinking about thinking, and then something just sort of smacks you, or vice versa, nothing happens. So I mean, it goes both ways. I mean, and then as far as not exercising the mind, I mean, I think yeah,
One.
exercising your mind would help more. Yeah, I was gonna get there eventually. Exercising the mind can help, but then it's like maybe that could take away from like that could shift your focus to where it's like if you're only doing one thing to exercise your mind rather than a lot, it's not really exercising your mind in a sense, and you're just sort of, or I don't know.
Yeah.
No, don't shake your head.
I mean,
I didn't
I
really
wasn't.
piece that.
I was thinking more of like, I mean, just any. Usually, when you are exercising your mind, it's not something that you've necessarily decided to do. I mean, it could be anything, but just something that requires more thought process than like
Right.
eating food. Like even cooking, I mean, is like, okay, that requires some sort of thought. Don't burn the shit. But besides that, it's sort of a mindless task. Well, for most people, but so yeah, I don't know. And then that also goes into where it like crosses with creativity. Like what really boosts creativity, or what makes someone creative? What is the difference? What is there? Because it is thought, sure, but it's a different kind of thought. They're not thoughts that are explained with words usually, unless you're a writer. So Like I'm talking like music or art of any kind, something like that.
I think what can boost it is just getting out your comfort zone and, trying things differently or trying to do something different. But
True.
I guess that sort of goes hand in hand with creativity. Like, do people try to be creative, or are they just creative? You know what I'm saying? Do people try to do something different, or are they just different?
Yeah. I mean, when you put it that way, I would say that it sort of is just something that you either have or you don't. And I mean, I feel like most people would have some form of creativity, no matter how minute it may be, but definitely I feel that it's something that you can't really learn creativity. Like you could learn how to do
Right.
something which you could apply creativity to, but then do you have the creativity to apply to it would be the question then.
Yeah.
And you either do or you don't, because I mean, you're either going to have the creative thoughts or you're not. So,
Hmm.
and people who are creative definitely go through phases. I mean, as we both know. So,
Yep.
there are times of just dead, nothing
Yep.
going on, even if you can't force it. Sometimes you can, but it usually ends up not. You come back later and you're like, I don't know what creative mind thought that up, but it shouldn't have been this one.
Yeah. It ends up personal, but yeah.
Don't take it personal
Yeah. I don't know. That's a good one though. What does boost creativity? That's a good question. I think creativity just sort of happens. You can't explain it. You can't explain it. You can't. It just sort of happens. It is what it is. And
though. Hmm.
is there a way of boosting it? I mean, I don't know. Like, are you? If somebody was so creative to the point where, like, or consistently creative to the point where it's like they're creative on a normal basis, are they even creative anymore? Or are they their own type of, you know, normality, I guess, or I don't know. That's what I was thinking.
Hmm.
Are
May
they?
have to
I don't
revisit
know.
that
It's
one.
just weird.
Do some research, revisit it.
We might have to.
What can boost creativity?
Yep.
Boom.
Yeah.
And
Um. This last one, I sort of want to save for next
okay.
week because it's really, I think, a thought. Let me actually type down the inspiration so I don't forget.
Definitely do that.
But
And while you do that, yeah.
it's a good one.
All right. Well, in that case, dang, it's been a real one.
It's been a real creative one. Let me sit up. Sorry for my lack of posture.
Yeah, don't watch the video. It's dreadful. Um,
You see a slouch of a human. Something
Mr.
about this
Blob.
chair, man.
Yeah.
Shit, man. Legit. But at least I got some light on me this time.
Yeah, you got a little shine
But
going.
feel me? But anyways, yeah, I mean it's been real. And it's
Yes.
most certainly been real. Uh
Unlike social media. And
yep. You wanna
well,
close out?
yeah, I say let's agree to disagree that we'll see you next time.
Stay hyper agree.
Well.